Hello and welcome back. In our previous lessons, we discussed the fundamentals of microeconomics and its relevance to personal, business, and policy-making decisions. Now, we're going to dive into the basic economic problems that microeconomics seeks to address. In this lesson, we'll cover three essential concepts: scarcity, the fundamental economic problem, choices, the necessity to make decisions with limited resources, and opportunity cost, the cost of foregoing the next best alternative. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a solid understanding of why these issues are at the heart of all economic study. In today's lesson, we'll explore what scarcity is and why it exists, how scarcity forces us to make choices, the concept of opportunity cost, and how it shapes our decision-making. These basic economic problems are what make economics so relevant and applicable, helping us to understand the trade-offs in our everyday lives. The first problem economics addresses is scarcity. Scarcity exists because our resources are limited, but our wants and needs are virtually unlimited. Imagine, for instance, that you have only 24 hours in a day, but you want to study, work, spend time with friends, exercise, and sleep. Time, in this case, is the scarce resource. Scarcity isn't limited to personal time. It affects everything. Natural resources like oil, water, and minerals are finite. Labor and capital like machinery and buildings are also limited. Even money can be scarce for individuals, businesses, and governments. But because we live in a world of limited resources, we're forced to make decisions about how best to use what we have. Because resources are scarce, we're required to make choices. In economics, choices involve deciding what to produce. Societies must decide what goods and services to produce. Should more resources go to healthcare, education, or defense? How to produce. Once we know what to produce, we need to figure out how to produce it. Should a company automate its production process, or would it be better to hire more workers? For whom to produce? Finally, we need to determine who gets access to the goods and services. How do we ensure equitable distribution among society's members? At every level, we're constantly making choices. Whether as individuals deciding how to spend money or as governments deciding on national budgets, making choices is essential due to the constraints imposed by scarcity. To put it simply, economics exists because every choice we make involves a trade-off. We can't have everything, so we have to decide what's most important. Every time we make a choice, we face a trade-off. That's where the concept of opportunity cost comes in. Opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative that we give up when we make a decision. For example, if you decide to spend an hour studying for this course, your opportunity cost is the activity you could have chosen to do instead, like spending time with friends or working. In business, a company might choose to invest in new technology rather than in advertising, and the opportunity cost would be the potential benefits of that unchosen alternative. Opportunity cost is crucial because it helps us understand the real cost of our decisions. By considering what we're giving up, we can make choices that maximize our resources and satisfaction. Let's look at some real-life examples to understand opportunity cost more deeply. Let's see an example on a personal decision level. Imagine you have a limited budget for entertainment. If you decide to buy concert tickets, your opportunity cost might be the movie nights or books you could have purchased instead. By recognizing opportunity costs, you can better prioritize your spending. Next, let us see an example from a business perspective. A company facing limited funds might decide to invest in product development rather than in marketing. Finally, an example from the government policy angle. Governments also face trade-offs. If a government decides to allocate more funding to healthcare, it may have to reduce spending in other areas such as infrastructure or education. The opportunity cost is the benefit society misses out on from these other potential investments. By understanding opportunity costs, policymakers can make informed decisions that ideally benefit the most people. Now, let's see how these three ideas, scarcity, choices, and opportunity cost, work together to shape economic decisions. In any scenario, scarcity forces us to make choices, and each choice we make comes with an opportunity cost, the value of what we give up to pursue our preferred option. For example, suppose you're managing a limited budget for a small business. Scarcity means you can't afford everything you want. You need to make a choice between investing in new technology or hiring more staff. The opportunity cost is what you sacrifice based on your decision, either the increased productivity from technology or the expanded workforce's potential output. In this way, these three concepts drive all economic activity. Whether on a personal level, in business, or at the government level, economic decisions boil down to balancing scarce resources with our choices and opportunity costs. To sum up, scarcity is the reason why economics exists. Our resources are limited, but our wants and needs are endless. Choices must be made to allocate these resources effectively. Opportunity cost helps us understand the real cost of our decisions by considering the value of what we're giving up. These concepts lay the foundation for microeconomic study, and you'll find that they recur throughout all economic thinking and real-life applications. Thank you for joining this lesson. In the next lecture, we'll delve into the concept of supply and demand, one of the fundamental frameworks in microeconomics that explains how prices are determined in a market. See you there.